Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. We've got a packed show today. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
What is up? Happy Thursday. Welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. I'm Holly Saunders here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. 4th of July, all good?
Good morning, Holly. How are you today?
Great. You're in a great mood.
Well, thank you. Did you have a good time? How was your 4th?
I'm trying to get used to this schedule. I fell asleep from 3 to 5 and then missed my alarm this morning. So, yeah. What you guys do every single day. How are you?
Well, we know what happened to Shannon yesterday. He blew his diet. It's okay.
Whoa.
It was America's birthday party. It's okay.
I was trying to keep up with Joey Chestnut.
Oh, were you? How many hot dogs did you consume?
No, I haven't had a hot dog in 20 years.
But you've had a...
But I did go to the movies.
Did you?
Did you? What'd you say?
I saw Purge.
Purge?
Put you in a good mood today?
Yeah, I had maybe or maybe not. Yeah. Could have had chicken tenders. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I went to Jurassic Park. I told you I was.
Ooh.
And there was that one scene where the big T-Rex comes out and they feed it that little goat. And I was thinking of LeBron's being the little goat and Michael being the T-Rex, just devouring that little goat that you say LeBron is. That's what it reminded me of.
That goat is in my backyard.
Is it?
The one that you gave me for my birthday,
really?
Yes.
Yeah. Good Pat.
Oh, good. Glad to have everybody back. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's start with the always outspoken Lavar Ball. LeBron agreed to become a Laker on Sunday, and Rajon Rondo agreed to a one-year deal on Monday. Now, we've heard from Lavar Ball. Lavar called Rondo, quote, just another teammate, a little backup. He went on to say that he never worries about competition because his Suns are better than that. And Lavar then added that Lonzo will make LeBron better and said Lonzo is a better fit for the King than Kyrie Irving. Take a listen.
Lonzo's not 6'1" or 6'2" like Kyrie. Lonzo's not ball dominant where he just dribbling the ball. You watching him try to do a crossover and make a layup down the lane. I enjoy playing. Anybody enjoy playing with my boy.
Shannon, is Lavar right about Lonzo fitting better with LeBron than Kyrie did?
Skip, can we get a little context with this? Because Lavar just like to throw out these broad general statements. Listen, first of all, Lonzo is not the offensive talent that Kyrie is.
Well, obviously not.
So he's going to be unselfish with the ball and give it up because he can't score the basketball. It's very...
Well, he can score some.
He can't score like Kyrie.
No, he can't.
LeBron is the one guy that has a high assist total that can score the basketball. Because think about it, Skip, 27 and he averaged 27.2, 27.3 for a career, and he's also 7-8 assists for a career. So we don't normally see guys. John Stockton averaged, 10, 11 assists, but he was only a 14, 15 point a night scorer.
Okay.
So we see how this is going. Skip, maybe he's right to a certain degree, Skip. He's correct because Lonzo will give the ball up. It was reported that LeBron says at this juncture, I've never been able to play off the ball as much as I would like.
Correct.
So I would like to have someone that can facilitate the offense, take me off the ball, so now I can just go get buckets. I don't really have to worry about everybody else.
That is correct.
Getting everybody else involved. So Lonzo, because he's not the scorer, because he's not the shooter, he's more likely to pass the ball up, and he doesn't view himself, currently, Skip, is on LeBron level, where Kyrie says, bruh, I'm just as good as you, especially offensively. I can go get buckets.
That is true.
But let me tell you the one thing that Lonzo Ball can't do that Kyrie can. He can't go get you 41 in a Game 5 of the NBA Finals. He can't get you...
Not yet. I mean, maybe someday. You don't know. I saw him get 29 one night at Phoenix in the second NBA game he ever played. Just for the record, that's pretty good.
We've seen guys play really, really well in the regular season. But what happens when it comes playoff time, Skip? Forget the first round, second round. We're talking about the NBA Finals, the grandest of stages.
And you know how much I love Kyrie, but go ahead.
Can LeVar start with this, Skip? His son is going to have to play with Rondo. And for you to
have to play against Rondo.
You keep he's just a little point guard. And guys are try to be very, very respective of people's parents. I remember having the conversation with my mom. I said, you have to understand, just like you're my mom, everybody else that you see on Shannon Sharp's team, somebody's up here, that's somebody's mom, somebody's dad, that's stepmom, stepdad, significant other. Show them the same respect you'd want them to show me. LeVar Ball refused to. I mean, what if somebody parent said that about Lonzo? He would be very, very upset.
He would.
He seems to be very, very dismissive, and he think it's curt. He think it's cute, but it's not. You are a parent. Will you please stay in your place? Because eventually, somebody's going to check LeVar Ball. They're not going to let him, he's a parent. And people are very, very cautious, Skip, to take shots at people's parents. But sometimes, when, as he like to say, stay in your lane, when you keep getting everybody else's lane,
I agree.
You get sideswiped.
You're right. You are right.
So stop taking shots at people. Rajon Rondo is a proven commodity. 8.5 assists for a career, 9.3 in the playoffs. Skip, he led the league in assists 3 different occasions. He's been a starting point guard on a championship team. He's battle tested.
Is he?
If Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka thought Lonzo Ball could do the job, there is no way in hell, Skip, they signed Rajon Rondo. But they know Rondo is battle tested. LeBron James loves guys that are high basketball IQ and battle tested. Because you are an unproven commodity, Lonzo, LeVar, this is what you need to see. Because he's an unproven commodity, you keep telling us how great he is and how great he's going to be. The Lakers might be thinking otherwise.
Yeah, I don't even know if Lonzo's going to be a Lakers game 1 next year. I have no idea. It feels like he's on the front burner to be traded. That's what it feels like.
Well, that's a topic that we're going to talk about a little later.
We'll get to that later. There are 2 distinct issues going on here, and I'm going to go back to issue number 1, which is how Kyrie fit with LeBron versus how Lonzo will.
Right.
Just remember, every time LeVar opens his mouth and makes a strategic basketball point, there's some wisdom in it. There's always some to very much truth in what he says about strategic basketball, about how his son plays strategic basketball. And when he says his son has a special gift of passing the basketball, he is exactly right about that. I'm going to remind you how hard it was for LeBron and Kyrie to figure each other out from the start. Remember that first few games back in 2014?
Yeah.
Because I do. I watch everyone. I live and die with this. But I remember that game early. It was the 4th game they played together at Utah. When they clashed for the first time, they lost by 2 on a Gordon Hayward buzzer beater. And Kyrie had 34 in that game, and he had exactly 0 assists. And he later divulged that LeBron pulled him aside in the locker room and, as he called it, sunned him or lectured him and said, "You will never again playing with me have 0 assists because we can't win that way."
Right.
So after that, he began to distribute. But Kyrie isn't the passer. LeBron is.
No.
So they had to kind of figure out new roles. And LeBron had to sacrifice scoring LeBron for scoring Kyrie.
He did.
And he did. And I give him high marks for that because it was hard on LeBron to say, okay, every once in a while, I just got to go stand over here, like we saw Lonzo do about half the time last year, and just let the side clear and let Kyrie do his thing, man, and he can do it.
Do his and one to it, yes.
Go do your and one. Go do your ISO. Go do the side clear. Just take it, cross over, as LeVar said, and get to the basket or pull up or whatever you do. And to LeBron's credit, he stood and watched a whole lot of that, and it worked. And by the way, they won a championship together by hook or crook because Draymond got suspended, but that was a whole other issue. But
LeBron wish he had Kyrie doing what he did last year.
Yeah, and that first year in 2014, they were in position to beat Golden State the first time around. That was with no KD, obviously, and Kyrie wrecked his knee in the overtime of Game 1, and Kevin Love was already out. So there went that. But the point is that even though they figured it out, I do think that Lonzo could be figured out very quickly for LeBron. But you're going to have to tell me, what does LeBron want at this stage of his career? Because if he wants to, let's do this. Let's do the hypothetical. If he decides he wants to win the scoring title next year with Lonzo, he can do that. Because
absolutely.
Lonzo will facilitate that like nobody can. And remember, if LeBron happens, let's just do the hypothetical. If he breaks through and outscores, let's see, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. James Harden won it this year with 30.1 or 2. So let's say, because LeBron finished 3rd in scoring this year. What if he averages 32 a game? Could he with Lonzo next year? Sure. Could he take 10 more shots a game than he did? He took 19 shots. Could he take 6 or 8 more shots with Lonzo? Sure he could. Okay, so if he wins the scoring title next year, he would do it deeper in his career than any player has ever done it because it would be his 16th year. Nobody's ever done it. Michael did it at age 35, which is the oldest player to do it in just age. But that was his 13th year and his final year with the Chicago Bulls. What if LeBron did it in his first year in L.A., but his 16th season at age 34? Would that not be impressive? Would that not be a legacy builder?
Yeah, I think the thing was what would be more impressive, or what LeBron wants more, Skip, would probably be to win the MVP. And I believe if he can get to 50-plus wins, he has a better chance. I don't really think scoring, because I still believe he's going to be somewhere between 25 and 28 points a night.
Okay, but remember, Michael Jordan won 10 scoring titles. Yes. LeBron's only won 1. Yes. But if he won the latest in his career scoring title ever, that'd be impressive. That would sort of level that playing field a little bit, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. How many times did winning those scoring titles did Michael Jordan take less than 20 shots a game?
Well, he was the guy. And LeBron can be the guy on this team, especially as it's made up right now.
Right.
Won't he be the first scoring option by far?
Oh, yeah.
Not that he hasn't always been, but he's been a distributor. And I've always said he's still the best passer in basketball. Right. Would he give that to Lonzo? Would he sort of bequeath him that and say, you become the best passer in basketball, and I'll play 2-guard, or I'll play small forward? I'll shoot.
He just might do that, Skip, but here's the problem. It can be a situation where it's 5-on-4, because if they don't respect Lonzo's ability to shoot the basketball, so guess where the doubles are going to always come from? His guy.
Okay, but just remember this, and we're going to get into this in just a second about Rondo. Rondo's 6 feet 1 inches tall. Lonzo Ball's 6'7". So as he grows up, as his upper body matures, you don't think he can start punishing little guards down on the block? You don't think you can take some pressure off LeBron doing that?
Skip, Rajon Rondo's always been 6'1".
I agree.
When has that ever been a problem for him?
Well, it has on defense, because there are times I think he's a liability on
Yeah,
defense.
that's because his ability, he doesn't care to. Because we see big guards, we see James Harden, we see Russell, guys that are bigger just refuse to play defense. They can play it if they in spurts. Okay. And that's the thing with Rondo. Skip, when Rondo wants to play, you've seen him. You saw what he did to Dame Lillard. You watched him in that playoff game when he wants to play, when he wants to dig in.
Okay. So my plan B here for LeBron is, does he want to average a triple-double next year, which he has never done? Obviously, he was 28, 9, and 9 this year, so he was pretty close.
Right.
So what if next year he says, okay, I want to go Russell Westbrook? The problem is Russell Westbrook just went Russell Westbrook 2 straight years. Yeah. So it's the novelty's worn off. He's kind of cheapened the triple-double, right?
And we didn't – did he even get any votes for MVP?
No.
After following up a triple-double with a triple-double?
With a triple-double. Nope. Now it's not as big a deal, because obviously Oscar did it, what was it, 1963, and then Russell finally broke through 2 years.
Yeah, 61, 62.
61, 62. So the point is, I don't know that would be his priority next year. So to me, when LeVar talks about the touchdown passes that Lonzo could throw to LeBron, you don't think he'd be great on the break with Lonzo? Lonzo is really, I know Kevin Love can stand flat-footed and do the two-hand overhead pass, but Lonzo can get it going. And as LeVar made the point, nobody's going to play faster than the Lakers with Lonzo at the point, initiating the break. Well, you get who's better than LeBron James on the wing this side of Karl Malone and Stockton, right? See, LeVar's saying that LeBron will be, this is a quote, he'll be scoring all day with Lonzo. Well, could he average 32, 33? Yeah.
Right.
Could he get more shots? He averaged 19 shots. Russell Westbrook took 107 more shots than LeBron did last year. Right. That's a lot of shots more.
Yeah.
Okay, well, could he cut that in half? Could he take 50 more shots?
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, Skip. What's LeBron's priority? As you mentioned, triple-double, leading the league in scoring.
I don't know.
Can he play off the ball? See, everybody says this is what I want to do until they're forced to do it. Skip, he's never played off the ball. Now, I know he's saying he wants to, but what happens, his instinct will always kick in, because we've seen him let JR bring the ball up, let Jeff Green, let everybody else bring the ball up. But when they get in the bind, what does he do, Skip? He waves everybody off. He brings the ball up.
So if you tell me that in the end, bottom line, that LeBron James plays the same position that Lonzo Ball plays, Lonzo's got a big problem.
Yeah.
Okay?
I believe he will put up better numbers with Rondo than he does Lonzo.
Okay, but Rondo dominates the ball far more than Lonzo does, because Lonzo's a hot potato passer. I mean, the ball does not stay in his hands very long.
Skip, if you lead the league in assists, you move in the basketball.
Okay, but Rondo will dribble the basketball.
Yeah.
He will dribble it. He will dribble it to create. He will dribble it to bring screens to him to open up other people, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's a slower offense. He's not a fast break artist. Lonzo's 6'7", and there was that metric last year. He's one of the top 5 fastest guys in the league with the ball full speed up the court. So why wouldn't you take advantage of that? I think you're going to see a different LeBron unless he wants to play point. And if he does, then Lonzo should be on the trade block. He should be part of a blockbuster trade right now.
Do you notice that anytime Lonzo falters, it's always someone else's fault? Luke Walton is young. He doesn't know how to coach. The trainers don't know how to train my son. The other players don't know how to
feel. That's all from LeVar. It's not from Lonzo.
That's my point, Skip. So he cannot make LeBron James better. LeBron James. So
he can make him different.
Yes.
He can bring out other strengths that maybe LeBron hasn't focused on.
Well, LeBron has always led his team in assists. So there's a good chance in his 16th season with these 2 guys on the team, he won't lead the team in assists. Especially if he wants to play off the ball and play a different role. Because if he's going to play off the ball, he's going to be required to do different things. He'll be asked to score more, assist less. So you might see his totals go up, Skip. You might see him go 30 as opposed to 28-9. He goes 30-5 or 30-6.
Okay. Now, to Rondo, the little backup, as LeVar dismissed him. Just the little backup.
Come on,
LeVar, you're doing it again. You say somebody's going to put LeVar in his place. Do you remember what Patrick Beverley did to Lavar Ball on opening night at Staples? He put LeVar in his place on the court against Lonzo.
Right.
He terrorized and humiliated poor Lonzo Ball in his first ever NBA game because Patrick Beverley was on an enraged mission to do so because LeVar had spoken out about how Lonzo's, whatever he said, is going to be the best point guard in basketball. And there was a series of one-on-one confrontations with really good, really experienced point guards who all humiliated Lonzo Ball to put LeVar in his place. Remember, Patrick walking off the floor that night, he's pointing up in the stands to LeVar because it was all about LeVar.
Absolutely.
So now Rajon Rondo is going to come to training camp on an enraged mission to put LeVar Ball back in his place, right?
So how's that going to look, Skip?
I don't know.
The little backup point guard got the 6'7" star on the bench.
Yeah, well, I don't love it because just to keep this in perspective for everybody, Rondo has played 779 NBA games, and that includes 105 in the postseason. Lonzo Ball so far has played 52 only regular season games. So Rondo has twice as many, more than twice as many playoff games than Lonzo has regular season games.
Yeah.
You want to talk about experience? Rondo's played 12 years and made it to 2 NBA championship rounds,
right.
2 finals.
He's the starting point guard on those teams.
I know. Okay, so you want to talk about experience? You can't find much more experience at this position than Rondo has. And I've always said there's nobody mentally and physically tougher than Rondo.
He is. He's battle-tested.
But when he dismisses him as the little backup, he's just talking about the literal 6'7" Lonzo versus 6'1" Rondo. And I will give him this. Lonzo's ceiling to me is much higher than Rondo's, and you have high regard for Rondo as a point guard, and I do too. But Lonzo has extreme potential because for much of the year, he led the Lakers in rebounds until Julius Randle finally exploded at the end of the year. Well, that's pretty good for the point guard, would you say?
Do you think Rondo's a backup?
Well, not in his mind. Do I think Lonzo Ball will be better ultimately in this league than Rondo? Yes, I do. Is it going to be in Los Angeles? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it right now. Do I think Lonzo will be better than Rondo day 1 next year, game number 1? I do not.
No.
Rondo, I just saw Rondo in the playoffs. And that
he averaged 12 assists tonight.
That was about the best I've ever seen him play. Now, again, they didn't get that far, but they were pretty good.
They ran up against a juggernaut.
They did.
But they swept a better team. They swept Portland.
That was highly impressive, and I did not see that coming.
I don't think anybody saw that coming. Skip, think about it. There are very few players that increase their scoring or assist or rebounds from the regular season into the playoffs. That's what Rajon Rondo does. Okay. If you look at his assist totals in the regular season, they go up in the playoffs. Hence, playoff Rondo, big game Rondo. Yep. The bigger the game. Skip, you realize he once had, 25 assists in like 23 minutes?
Yep.
He could have easily broken Scott Skiles' records of 30 when he sat in Orlando back in the mid-90s.
Okay.
He can assist the basketball. Rondo gets, whatever happened with him and Doc at the end of Doc's tenure in Boston, whatever happened to with him and Carlisle and Maverick and with Dallas. But Skip, he can play.
Yep.
Rajon Rondo can play. No matter what you think about him personality-wise,
I agree.
He can play.
Yep, he is difficult to coach.
Yes.
I don't envy Luke Walton. He's going to have a lot of stuff on his plate. Yeah. LeBron's not the easiest guy in the world to coach because he wants to basically coach himself.
Nah, he don't want to coach himself.
Yeah, he
no, he doesn't.
We're
don't do
talk
that.
About that with Matt Barnes a little later in this show. But I'm also going to warn you about this.
What?
Just big picture. You don't see the subtleties in Lonzo's game. But he is a really disruptive defender, way better than Rondo ever thought about being. So don't dismiss that because Luke Walton won't dismiss that. Magic won't dismiss that because at 6'7", just look at last year. As a 19-year-old, he had 18 more steals and 13 fewer games than Rondo. So he can steal the basketball. And blocks, he blocks a lot of shots. For a point guard, he's a shot blocker. He had 33 more blocks than Rondo did in 13 fewer games.
Skip to me, like you said, but he's 6'7". How many 6'1" point guards are blocking shots?
Thank you. Well, okay. So he has a literal higher ceiling.
Do you want your point guard blocking shots, or you want him facilitating the basketball?
I want him playing defense. And by the way, for much of the year, I kept telling you, Lonzo Ball ranked in the top 20 of defensive win shares in this league for much of the year.
You say you want your point guard to play defense, so you don't want Harden, you don't want Russ, you don't want Dame Lillard, you don't want John Wall, you don't want Kyle Lowry. So what point guard do you want? Last
year, I saw James Harden play by far the best defense I've ever seen him play, and it manifested itself against Golden State when they had them on the ropes.
Think about what you just said. The man been in the league like 7, 8 years. You talk about that was the best defense in a series.
Well, obviously, he's one of the best scorers we've ever seen in the history of the league. So that cancels out some of the defense. But you're not seeing the whole Lonzo package here because he's bringing a whole lot to the table. You're just saying he can't score the basketball. Yet he did score 29 in that game.
I saw the package that he shot 45% from the free throw line, 36% from the field, 29.8% from the three-point line. I saw that package. Did you see that?
No, he shot 31% from the three-point line. And he had a stretch of, 12 straight games back there in February, March. Remember that when he was, I think he led the league in three-point shooting over
12 stretch, huh?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that 41 stretch?
Yeah.
In which he
you mean the 41% he shot at UCLA from the three-point?
No, we don't do college. We don't do college.
Oh, we don't do college.
Yeah, you don't get to bring that. Because I've seen a lot of guys play really good. You seen it too. You just thought, oh man, there's no way he can't succeed at the pro level.
Well,
I'm still waiting on him to shoot them 40% that you've been telling me he can shoot.
He's 19 years old. What is the hardest position to figure out going from college to pro basketball?
Hey, his daddy told me he better than Magic, he better than Stockton, he better than all these guys. So what do you need to figure out?
Will be better.
No, he said if you took my boy and put him on Golden State and you took Steph Curry and put him on UCLA, Steph Curry could not take right now. Come on, Skip. Now you need to stop.
No, Lavar needs to stop. I didn't say that.
I think LeBron is going to be the parent that finally gets LeVar to stop. That's what I think. All right.
Maybe he needs to be the parent to Lavar. Is that possible?
Yeah.
I think he might be. I really think he might be.
Well, I just got back from Italy yesterday, Skip. I just did a drive-by. I just stuck my head in the yacht. Hey, bro, you good?
Hey.
Got back on the flight and came on home.
Did you pay for your day on the yacht? Because it's $700,000.
No.
Yeah,
all I did was stick my head in the door. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Got back on the plane. I said, I got to be back with Skip in the morning.
He said, thanks, Shannon, for checking in.
Long flight.
Yeah, the things I do for you, Skip.
Coming up, we continue the LeBron talk. Is he starting a dynasty in L.A.? Is that his plan? And is Jason Garrett on the hot seat in Dallas? It's coming up next. Stick around.
No mercy. Hey guys, Joy Taylor here. More Undisputed is on the way, but first, a quick word from our friends at Toyo Tires. UFC featherweight Brian Ortega loves the fight, loves the strategy, and you know what else he loves? Toyo Tires. Because like Ortega, Toyo Tires are as tough as they come, and they are the official tire of the UFC. There's a lot to love about Toyo Tires. Aggressive design, proven on and off-road capabilities, tires for any weather, and the toughness to back it all up. There's a confidence that comes with tough tires, and the last thing you want is to be stranded with a flat. So no matter what you're driving, no matter where you're driving, you can count on Toyo Tires. Tough people love tough tires. If you're tough, these are the tires for you. So the next time you need tires, ask for Toyo, the official tire of the UFC. Learn more at toyoTires.com/UFC. That's TOYO tires.com/UFC. Now let's get back to the show.
No mercy.
Well, we all know LeBron agreed to a max deal with the Lakers this week, but according to Bleacher Report, his latest decision was not about a one-year fix. The report says LeBron is, quote, going with the intent of building something long-term that can compete for a championship. Now the Lakers missed out on signing Paul George and for now have not added another superstar yet. Shannon, are you buying this about LeBron and his plans?
I do, Skip, because I think what he's been able to see over the last couple of years is that the reason why Golden State has been able to have a level of success is that they've never pushed all their chips in at once. What if they had extended Harrison Barnes early? It says, okay, we're going to keep this thing together, Skip. So now Harrison Barnes is there. There is no KD. What LeBron is...
They didn't see KD. It wasn't like they were positioning themselves for KD. But he knocked on the door.
They could have easily extended Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, hold on, we just gonna let it play out.
But there's a lot of luck going on there.
Well, the luck was Kevin Durant knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Not extending Harrison Barnes.
All right.
But what he did see is that, okay, we going for it every year. So we signed Tristan to a long-term deal. We signed JR to a long-term deal. Okay, they're not playing as well as they did in the years to get those contracts. We need to move on. Well, if you got 1 year left on the deal, Skip, that's one thing. You got 2 or 3, it's hard to unload contracts when you got 2 or 3 years left. So now you're in a situation, what can we do? They couldn't do anything last year, Skip. They really, I mean, you move a few pieces here or there, but the board is pretty much the same. Well, he's like, you know what, guys, this all in, I need to have some, instead of going year to year, I need to have some long-term success. I'm going to trust you, Magic. I think you and I have the same thing, the same interest in mind, and that's winning long-term. Dan Gilbert was trying to line his pocket. He wasn't really caring about no winning. I had to keep his feet to the fire, make sure he cared about winning. That's why he locked those seats. You know what he did, Skip? He made them sign, if you had courtside seats, in February you had to sign a 3-year extension. I'm suing. I'll go sue.
Well, I mean, you got the biggest draw in
yeah,
sports.
But
right?
he made him sign a 3-year extension, knowing what? What did he know, Skip? Yeah. There's a 98% chance Daniel Gilbert knew that LeBron James wasn't coming
You're
back.
You're basically charging them for what's happening right now.
Exactly.
Right?
So with that being said, Skip, I do believe LeBron understands that this year, the likelihood, unless they can swing from Kawhi, and it seems that they're cooling on Kawhi, says we feel we can get him in free agency. With that being said, I do believe LeBron says this year is a wash. Starting in 2019, 2020, that's when we're going to be able to compete for championships. I trust that Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson can build this thing. I'm just going to sit back with my arms folded, do what I do, win the MVP this year, and we'll see you in 2019, 2020.
So I brought this up Monday, and I'm going to bring it up much more strongly right here, right now.
Okay.
I am astounded by this. It looks like LeBron James has given up the ghost, as in given up chasing that ghost up in Chicago, as in he's no longer chasing chips, as in championships, with any desperate urgency whatsoever, that he is completely content to sit back and say, Magic, in you I trust, build it slowly but surely.
Yes.
But remember, it's slowly but surely because next year could be the slowly part.
Yes.
And it looks like, unless you say Magic's got the no look that we haven't seen. Well, I don't know. I'm waiting. But it's also very possible that the no look is we're just going to sit right here where we are and keep our cap wide open for next year. And then maybe we hit the lottery. Maybe we bring in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I don't know. You know, maybe that's when you go super team is next year. But that means that entering his 16th season, LeBron is willing to take 1 year, quote unquote, off. Now, again, you can say he can go after that MVP. I got that. But as far as winning, contending, competing, next year's going to be a wash. And it looks like, and I said it last Monday, it looks almost like LeBron finally just heaved a sigh and said, you know what? I've been to 8 straight finals. That means that 8 straight years in the Eastern Conference, we were the prohibitive favorite, maybe not prohibitive, but the favorite to win the East. And I had to live with that burden on my shoulders for 82 games a year, or however many he played, for 8 straight years. And maybe he's just a little worn out mentally and he just needs a break.
Right.
Well, next year would be a figurative break. But the problem is he's not getting any younger. And again, is he mortal? I think he's mortal. He's the most durable superstar I have ever seen. But I told you yesterday, he is now on pace over the next 3 Lakers seasons to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most minutes ever played in the history of this league.
Yeah.
The human body can only take so much. And at some point, there are going to be some diminishing returns. Because I'm going to remind you, it took Kareem until he was 41 years of age to set that minutes mark.
Right.
And in his final season at age 41, guess what he averaged? 10 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
Not exactly Kareem Abdul-Jabbar numbers.
No.
Does LeBron want to have one of those at the end of his career? I don't think so.
No.
I think LeBron will stop before he'll do that.
Yeah, but I don't think. Here's the thing. I just believe that LeBron going into year 16, he'll be 34. Because think about it. So even if LeBron plays 4 more years, he'll still be 30 years. He'll still be 3 years younger at 20 seasons than Kareem was.
Okay, but he didn't obviously play college basketball.
Exactly.
And Kareem was forced to play college basketball, right?
You're absolutely right.
So, again, the pro wear and tear, the NBA wear and tear is just more extreme and severe.
Plus Olympics.
Plus the Olympics.
And plus Kareem didn't go to 8 straight finals. He went to a bunch once he got to the Lakers now.
He did. No, I got you. But to me, LeBron truly prioritized LA lifestyle and being near to his second career in Hollywood. Those were the 2 most important things, and to be on the Lakers stage no matter what happens this coming year.
Do you believe this was the best move for him professionally and personally, coming to the Lakers, or staying in Cleveland, or going to Philly?
I have talked for so many hours about LeBron chasing chips that I can't get used to it. But I'm pretty sure that's what just happened, that he gave up that chase.
But here's the thing, Skip. How does he go to Cleveland if Chris Paul signs for the max, James Harden is on the max, and LeBron James says he's never played for anything less than the max? So how do you fit those 3 guys in Houston?
Well, I mean, LeBron could have just said, we'll do it again next year. We'll mix and match and get a little bit better, maybe.
With what, in Cleveland or going to Houston?
Staying in Cleveland. There was a part of me, I wanted to see him just see it out, just finish. That would be the feel-good story.
He did. For 4 years. Okay. He saw it out. And then he realized. But, Skip, a lot of this all in now is partly because of LeBron. Now, although he's not saying, Dan Gilbert, you got to do this, but he's putting a lot of pressure. He's not making those decisions, but through his actions and through some of the signals that he's sending, we need to get this.
Okay.
So maybe he realizes winning at all cost this year hurts us down the road.
Okay. How much down the road does he have left? That's the big question here.
I believe, Skip, honestly, I believe he could probably, year 18, still be at worst 3rd or 4th best player in the NBA. I do believe this year, next year, he can still be the best player. But once you start getting 18, 19, you're asking, like you said, that's the red line. And you got sports cars, Skip, up until that red line, everything's fine. And you can go to the red line.
Yep.
But how long can you stay in that red line? How long because LeBron is starting to get close to the red line. Now, we know he takes care of himself like no one before him.
He's also been blessed, too. He's just blessed with a body that...
The genetic lottery, yes.
It's genetic. It is. In the end. And it's also, I don't know, some guys just, I don't know if you want to call it luck or fate or whatever, but he has been able to, I'm going to knock on wood saying this because I don't like to wish this on anybody, but he's been able to avoid the most dangerous situations on the basketball court. He doesn't ever find himself in one of those situations where you could really risk career-threatening.
We've seen him, Skip, step on someone's ankle or come down, and his ankle bone would literally touch the floor. And the only thing he does is untie his shoe, tighten it up.
He did it in the playoffs.
And he comes back out there. You're like, dude.
What?
How?
Yeah.
I mean, that vibranium, Skip.
I don't know.
We're on that vibranium. Wakanda.
They got to test.
Stop.
Next year they got to test for it.
Stop the test.
They got to put it on the ban list. It's just not fair.
Skip, don't do that.
Huh?
See, now you about to have people thinking that LeBron is not on the up and up.
You said vibranium.
Yeah, but everybody saw Black Panther, and they know the vibranium that flows from the earth. Yeah.
It looks like he's got him a little supply of it.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed.
Did you see him getting on that big old yacht in Italy? He got a purple physio ball. He working out on that big old yacht.
I think he took equipment with
him.
Exercise equipment.
Who does that?
Purple and gold exercise equipment.
Who does that, Skip?
You exercise on vacation. I know you do.
I don't go on vacation, so I exercise. You're absolutely right. I exercise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yet, I'm still amazed that he's willing to be paid. Look, next year could be a wash. You know it, and I know
absolutely.
it. And he is content, it appears, because there were no strings attached to him signing in L.A.
Right.
They did it right out of the box. They just, and that Clutch Sports makes the announcement, we are signing with the Lakers, and we're waiting for the other bombs to drop.
Yes.
Bombshell, this and that.
Because
none.
Did you hear his final words before he got on a flight to go to Italy? He told Rich Paul, call the Lakers. Does that mean call the Lakers and see who else they got coming? Call the Lakers and say, I'm not coming? He's like, I'm coming.
Right.
Whoa.
And so
LeBron's like,
you're looking for the no-look passes, and they're not there. What?
Skip, it is a little surprising because we saw him sit on the podium last year and says he's still in championship mode.
Yeah.
So clearly, if you're okay with the rebuilding process, knowing that this year probably is a wash, to go from that to go into 8 straight finals, gearing yourself up, knowing you're going for the finals.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that he's not going to try and get to the finals. He is. Now, he knows it's a more difficult task given where he is and where he plays now as opposed to where it was in the previous 8 years. He understands that.
Look, here's my bottom line. If LeBron were 27 years of age and he said, I need to take a year off to let Magic build a dynasty, start to build a dynasty, and that in year 2 and 3 we're just going to take off and dominate the NBA, I would get it. But year 2 and 3 in LA, or would be the final 2 on his contract, and it would be years
17
and 18 in the league. Man.
Kicking. Still the best player.
I don't know.
Still going to be the best player. Still going to be all NBA.
Yeah. You'll be saying that in year 27 that he's the best player. He's going to be retired for 10 years and you're going to say he's still the best player.
That's what you do with Michael? That's what you do with Michael?
Still the best player.
Yeah, you do.
But he was by far the best when he was playing.
No.
Yeah.
You do remember he went to the Wizards.
Well, I know, but that was just for show. That was like ceremonial. That was just...
All I know is that I saw Jordan on the back of the jersey. I saw those kicks that I still be wearing that I be paying, $300 and $400 and $500 for. I saw them on his feet. So that was Michael Jordan that I saw.
All I know is that I was there covering the team for his 6th and final NBA championship in 6 tries, and he won the MVP in that one also, and finished it off with a flourish, holding the pose on that last shot in Game 6 in Utah, and that was it. Then he retired, and he came back for this little ceremonial tour in Washington, like the owner, just for fun, just to have fun. Average 20-6.
Skip, he barely knew the owner. He didn't really know Abe Polian wrestling like that.
He did. He liked him.
Abe Polian fired him.
Brought Doug Collins back, just buddy. For fun. It was just for fun. It was like playing rec league basketball.
No mercy. Let's take a little break from LeBron for a second. We'll be back, but let's talk some football very quickly here. Mike Freeman of Bleacher Report wrote that NFL execs told him Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy are the 2 coaches under the most pressure heading into the season. Garrett and the Cowboys, if you remember, missed the playoffs last year, and they've only reached the postseason twice since Garrett became head coach in 2010. Not so stellar, Shannon. How hot is the hot seat for Jason Garrett?
It's not as hot as it should be, Skip Bayless, because he's gone to the playoffs twice, and he's 1-2 in the playoffs. In his first 3 full seasons, he was 500. So to say he's on the hot seat, hell, he shouldn't even have a seat. With that being said, we know how this works. You've been around Jerry Jones. You've written books about the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has the ideal situation. He has a guy that will let him do whatever he wants. Okay, Jerry's going to come in. He's going to address the team before the game first. Jerry's going to be the first one out of the locker room to talk to the media. That's cool. So Jason has a job, has a title in theory, but the head coach is Jerry Jones. So we all know what's going on here. All the players that comes there, that's because Jerry wants them. All the players that play, when they play, that's because that's what Jerry wants. So the seat is never going to be as hot as it should, Skip, because why? If Jason Garrett has a hot seat, guess who else has a hot seat? And that guy's seat can never get hot because he owns the team.
That is correct.
So with that being said, Skip, I don't see Jason Garrett. I mean, it should be hot, absolutely, but not as hot as it should be for the simple fact is Jerry likes having coaches like that. All you need to know about Jerry Jones, And you can make the case that he got tired of Jimmy upstaging him. But he did fire Jimmy after 2 Super Bowls. Back to back, he fired him. Bill Parcells, who's a strong-minded, who's a 2-time Super Bowl winning coach.
Yep.
Listen, I'm done. You doing all this talking. I'm telling you, I don't want these players. You forcing me to coach players I don't want to coach. They don't want to listen. When I tell them something, they go upstairs to you, and then you overrule me. Jason Garrett is the perfect guy for an owner like Jerry Jones.
I am with you times 10 on this one, and I'm going to go even farther. And I want to first point out, for the record, that after Jason Garrett went 8-8 for a 3rd straight year on television on the other network, I said, that's enough. I've seen enough. I'm a lifelong Cowboy fan. He does not fit. He does not measure up to the standards that a Cowboy coach needs to measure up to. All he's got going for him is that Jerry Jones loves him like a son, and that's not enough. For me, it's enough for Jerry, but it's not enough for me, because at that point, Jason had also been an interim coach for 8 games, so 5-3 in the interim. So his overall record after sort of 3.5 seasons as the Cowboy coach was 29-27. That's not good enough. So I was on the record then, and what does he do the next year? He goes 12-4, and they should have won both of their first 2 playoff games, and they lost the one on the catch that wasn't a catch in Green Bay, and it was a catch.
It's a catch now, but the rules stipulated back then.
I can't even get worked up about it because Dez has been so bad the last 2 years. I can't even defend him anymore.
So now you realize that Dez might have even dropped that ball for real.
I don't realize that. I just can't defend him.
That was the beginning of the end, right there, Skip.
You know what? It was. and that was the beginning of his contract drive, right? That offseason, and he got his money.
Got his money. He got paid.
He also got the cover of Rolling Stone, which is hard. You don't talk about crossover.
He secured the bag.
Woo, wow. So, back to Jason Garrett. Not only do I believe he is not on the hot seat, I still believe he has one of the coolest seats in all of sports. I think he's a made man. I think he's good to go.
So he's able to block ice, huh? So he's just chilling.
Yeah, chilling because he is exactly what Jerry wants sitting in that seat, because he mostly agrees with everything Jerry says. I know Jason because I covered him when he was a backup quarterback, and he's a really good guy. He's a nice guy. He's fun to be around.
I really like it. I like him a lot.
Nobody doesn't like Jason Garrett. Maybe some of the players have turned on him, but the point is, just as a guy, just to socialize with, just to hang around with, he's great.
Yes.
And Jerry prioritizes 2 things. He prioritizes an entertaining product over a winning product on the football field. And in the front office, he prioritizes a comfort zone for Jerry Jones over winning.
Right.
So Jimmy Johnson created a very uncomfortable zone for Jerry Jones in the front office.
For everybody.
He shamed Jerry in front of other assistants and front office staffers to the point that Jerry finally said, you know what, I'm the boss and you're fired.
You talking to me?
Right.
Yeah, that's what he said after 2 Super Bowls. He said, I can't take that anymore. I'm not going to live long enough to take that from you. But that worked on the football field because Jimmy was the flip side of Jason Garrett. Jimmy created the scariest dynamic I've ever seen. He motivated by fear. The players were scared to death of him because he's going to fire somebody in a moment's notice.
Can you imagine the players going behind Jimmy's back, going upstairs talking to Jerry? Like they've done since Jimmy has been out of there? Can you imagine that, Skip Bayless? I'm sure Coach Belichick and Mr. Kraft have had some disagreements. But where Coach Belichick is like in charge of all the football operations, Mr. Kraft is not in there trying to do anything, trying to show how much knowledge he has.
But Jerry made it clear from day one, I am the general manager of this football team. And he once said, I could coach the you-know-what out of this team if I chose to. And I think now he has chosen to with his puppet, Jason Garrett. He loves his puppet, and who wouldn't? But I don't love his puppet as a head coach because I wasted a lot of my time watching this All or Nothing, this Amazon docuseries on the Cowboys last season. So you can see a lot of behind the scenes of Jason Garrett talking both to his coaches and the team. And the team just turns them off. You just look in the audience, you know, they're up in their little theater. No, they're in their little theater.
Oh, they got a theater.
And the players are kind of dozing off because he is vanilla, uninspiring, cliche-ridden. The only thing that enlightened me was, off camera, Jason Garrett's got a really foul mouth that I didn't know he had. I'd never heard him curse as a player.
You think they got paid for this?
I don't know.
Probably so.
I have no idea.
You ever known Jerry to do anything for free? Jerry all about making
do it for attention. That's you know.
Same as
knowing Jerry, he probably paid them to.
But down the road, he was like, if I do this right now, down the road, I'm gonna be able to make some money off of it.
Maybe.
Skip, for me, when I look at this, it's just. And granted, I only played for 2 owners, Art Modell and Mr. B. Mr. Art Modell in Baltimore, Mr. B in Denver. And they were very, hey,
Pat Bowler.
Pat Bowler.
Yep.
Hey, do you.
Okay.
It was never, for me, Skip, it was never about them. The coaches, you guys putting the game plans together, the players, you guys are doing all the heavy lifting. You guys get the credit. We win the ball, we get accolades. Hey, who's the first person to touch the trophy? Jeffrey Lurie. Or Mr. Kraft. The owner's going to be the first person. But Jerry want all the accolades. Oh, I drafted this player. I signed this player. I'm coach.
Some of that is true, but go ahead. Yeah. But he wants public credit.
Yes. Skip, it's your team. You're going to get some credit. Mr. Kraft ain't out there trying to have no press conference every day. He don't have no radio show, no television show. But that's what Jerry, look, that's him. That's how he wants to coach his team. He's like, I can't be wrong. I got the most lucrative franchise in all the world.
Yep.
Not just North America. Bigger than FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, whoever you want.
Yep.
Mine are bigger, the Yankees.
That's true.
And I was like, hold on. How do you get bigger than the Yankees? The Yankees got the pinstripes. The pinstripe was because he's bigger than the Yankees. 27-time world champ. He's big.
By the way, he now shares with you the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is in the Hall of Fame.
So now you can't tell, man, you can't hit Jerry in the butt with a red apple now. I'm a Hall of Famer. I got 3 Super Bowls on my resume. Yeah, I'm coaching through Jason.
And Jason is the classic case of the coach who always does just enough to keep his job. Because they reversed it from 12-4 and 14. Remember, they went 4-12 and 15, but there was no Romo, so you could say, well,
yeah, we had Romo, we the one.
Okay. Then they go with Dak Prescott. He falls out of the sky into their laps, and they go 13-3. And then last year, everything went wrong, but they went 9-7, and you can make the case, well, 9-7 was actually not bad considering what happened.
And then for that 13-3, what did he get, Skip? Jason Garrett was Coach of the Year. So everybody gonna say, well, how can you fire a guy after winning Coach of the Year? So now he has that on his resume.
In their playoff game that year with home field in that game, they lost to the guy you say is the greatest quarterback in the history of football, Aaron Rodgers. So
you can't lose that game, after you've gone to Lambeau and beat him.
But you can give Jason Garrett the excuse of, well, he did lose to Aaron Rodgers, right?
He's like, well, hold on, Jason, what did you do when you went up there and hung 31 on him? 31-16? You beat, what was it, 31-16? Because you came back in here, you're like, woo! You had the band, you were a drum major, you leading the band. That was Dak Prescott. That's my quarterback. He beat the great Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So every prediction I make on this show, predicting my Cowboys to win a football game, is always in spite of Jason Garrett. Like I always have to have an asterisk. They're going to overcome Jason Garrett to win this game because it always comes because he's Coach Clap. That's what I always call him. That's what he does best. He claps. He just stands on the sideline and claps.
He hit him on the butt when they walk by. Good job, bro. I got you.
They fumble. They throw interceptions.
For something, right? I don't know.
Just clapping. Way to go. Way to go. Everything's okay. It's Coach Feel Good, you know, like Jerry, whatever you say, I'll do. Thank you.
I mean, look at all these young coaches. Look at Sean McVay, what he's doing. Look at Peterson. Owners ain't bothering them. Ain't looking over their shoulder. Ain't doing no press conference. Oh, you know what? He remind you of, he might be Diddy. He all up in the video dancing. He at all the coaches meeting. He at all the TV. Jason tried to he over his shoulder talking.
No, you're right.
So
I cannot argue.
All right, we've taken a little break from Lavar Ball. I wonder how Jerry Jones would handle Lavar Ball. But that is a completely separate conversation. You think he'd deal? See, maybe that's a topic to come up.
Shine, Skip.
All right, well, did Lavar Ball keep Lonzo from getting traded? A little PR 101 coming up next. Stick around.
No mercy.
ESPN reports there's a belief from the Lakers that Lonzo Ball's camp leaked information about his torn meniscus to the media. The injury could require surgery, and Lonzo's name has popped up in trade rumors for players like Kawhi Leonard. You think that information was leaked? Shannon, what do you make of this?
I do. And first of all, can we stop saying Lonzo's camp?
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say that. One and only, that's his camp.
They ain't
I'm with you.
His camp.
His PR expert.
No, Lonzo. Skip, here's the thing. I believe the Lakers do not see Lonzo as transcendent. They definitely don't see him as untradeable. There are certain untradables in the NBA. I don't believe the Pelicans will part ways very easily with Anthony Davis or James Harden leaving Houston or Russ leaving OKC. Those are untradables, I believe. They don't view Lonzo as that. So it can only come from two places, Skip Bayless, the Lakers or the Ball camp.
That's correct.
Why would the Lakers leak this information? What do they stand to gain?
They wouldn't.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. They gained absolutely nothing by saying there's a possibility we might have this damaged player on the market for trade. Because not only does it hurt his value, it hurts what you're going to get in return for him. So we know where this came from, and we know why it came. They started hearing the rumors, just like we started hearing the rumors that he might be involved in a package. Well, his whole thing, Lavar Ball's, from the very, very beginning, his whole son, all these other teams, didn't matter. He wanted his son on the Lakers. He wants to keep his son on the Lakers at all costs, as long as he possibly can. So I believe this came from Lavar, and I believe this, for the very reasons that many would speculate, to suppress the ability for the Lakers to trade his son.
Yep. I also believe this came straight from Lavar Ball, and it disturbs and, in the end, disappoints me, because I'm going to say this one more time. The worst thing that happened to Lonzo Ball was he got picked by his hometown team in the city in which his father still resides. And it allowed his father to be at many, I don't think he was at every game, but I think he was at most of his games, and to hold court after many of those games with the media, to the point it drove the Lakers to distraction. They had to limit where Lavar could go in Staples Center. You can't come down here and make yourself available to the media. You have to stay back over there.
Pretty soon it's going to be outside of Staples.
Pretty soon it will be. And I think it made it really hard on that kid to do much of anything last year. I'm still pretty amazed by what he did last year in spite of his father.
Okay.
And I still believe the greatest thing that could ever happen to Lonzo Ball is that he would get traded to a distant city. Lavar on the show a month or so ago brought up, well, you know, we'll go to Milwaukee or wherever. Well, the great thing about, let's just do hypothetically, Milwaukee would be Lavar's not going to show up at every game in Milwaukee. No. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. And he's got that younger son who he says is going to be better than all three of his sons. Obviously, the middle one's having a hard time even finding a foothold anywhere. But he says that the younger one will be even better than the oldest one will be. So if that's true, at some point, his days are going to get split between the LaMelo and Lonzo, right?
Yeah.
So the point is, I just wish Lonzo could get a fresh start away from his father. Because even now that Lonzo lives in Los Angeles, I think he has a place downtown in one of Marina Del Rey or whatever, but you just know dad's around. Family around.
You know what, Skip? After listening to that rap thing where he comes at Kuzma, Lonzo might be more like his dad than we previously thought, because he sees the backlash that his dads get. I can't be like that because I don't want that venom directed at me. So let me just lay back in the cut and pretend like I'm unassuming and it's all him. He just might be more that like his dad, because everybody keeps saying what he projects is not what he's like off camera or when he's around us.
Yeah, but they're always doing it in the vein of he's fun to be around and he's a good guy and he's more lively, more outgoing.
Like
but nobody ever says he's a bad guy.
No, Lavar's not a bad guy. He just says some things that you and I both disagree with, and we wonder, why are you saying this?
Okay, if you heard Lonzo Ball say one thing to the media you can even remember, because I can't.
No.
Right?
But Skip, here's the thing. His dad has been some part on a large scale, or maybe a small scale, vilified. So what works for Lonzo, if I were to come out and be exactly like my dad, then what? People look at me and they vilify me. Well, if I take the approach, I'm more like my mom, because you don't do what he did to Kuzma in that rap and not have some...
I still don't get their relationship. I don't get it. They say they're besties, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's rivalry there, right?
Of course there is, Skip. You know? First of all, we came in together. Yeah. We're both first-round picks. I'm supposed to be the face of the franchise. You make first-team all-rookie. No. I did not.
That's true.
So of course there's competition. Sure. Absolutely.
So back to your LaVar point about leaking. LeVar needs Lonzo on the Staples stage.
Yes.
It's good for LeVar's brand.
Yes.
It's good for LeVar's aura and his mystique and his celebrity, his growing international celebrity, to have Lonzo Ball playing for Magic Johnson in Los Angeles at Staples Center. It's great. It wouldn't be as great in Milwaukee or Charlotte or wherever else you want to.
He's got to be on a big stage because, you know, does that mean Lonzo can't play? Sure, he can play, but he needs Madison Square Garden. He needs Staples. He needs to be with a storied franchise in order for LeVar to further what LeVar wants to do. Being in Milwaukee, being in Charlotte, Skip, being, you know, that ain't gonna make it.
And who's the most famous of the Ball family? It's the dad.
Yeah, LeBron.
Right?
100%.
Yes.
1,000,000%.
Yes.
So, in the end, did it derail a trade to leak that? Because remember, in the end, Lonzo had torn cartilage. He didn't have a ruptured ligament. So cartilage surgery, as you know, it's not a big deal anymore.
Right.
It's pretty simple. I've had 3 on my knees, and I don't play in the NBA, but I run a lot, and I run distance. And I told you, I was running on concrete 2 weeks after each of those surgeries. Not a big deal, even for an NBA player. A month in, you're good. So would it derail the trade? It would give them pause.
Exactly.
It would stall the trade because then the other medical staff is going to say, well, we got to see what it looks like.
And then they're going to always like, well, you know, because they're going to try to devalue him because they want to suppress the value so the assets that you get in return. Like, I can't give you, he's a little damaged. I mean, we see something different on this MRI or this X-ray.
Could be.
Yeah.
But again, he didn't tear his ACL, or God forbid, he did not tear his Achilles tendon.
Correct.
But in this case, it's the classic case of LeVar getting a little desperate and leaking this just to slow things down and maybe hope to sort of desperately derail a potential trade.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it didn't happen 2 days ago. I keep waiting for the other sneaker to drop here. It just feels like it's imminent.
But I mean, LeVar kept saying, well, hey, if they trade him, they trade him. You know, hey, my boy's going to ball. You know, my boy's. Now all of a sudden, like I said, who does this benefit? Only 2 people really knew. It's hard for me to believe that someone from the facility where they went and got the MRI, Skip, would leak this information. No. 2 sides knew about this. Somebody leaked it. I don't understand why Rob Pelinka or Magic Johnson would put this out there because it hurts them if they were to seek a trade.
Yeah. Now, my concern in the big picture with Lonzo's durability going forward, because remember, he had the shoulder that cost him for a while, and then he had the knee. And he tried to play through the knee, and I don't even know what happened. Why didn't he have the cleanup surgery right away? I don't know. But he missed some games. Will he continue to miss games? Will he be perpetually injured with this minor injury?
Well, it looks like he put on a little weight, so he looks like he'll be able to take a little bit more of the NBA, the punishment, the rigors that go on in the NBA. So it looks like he added a little body weight, so he'll be better equipped for that. But it's just, why? It's always something. Why?
Ask the father.
LeVar, Skip, I don't care what anybody says. LeVar Ball is not the only parent that's proud that his son has been able to accomplish something. So we have this notion, oh, he's proud of his son. Hell, there are a lot of parents are proud of their kids that don't behave like this. So I shouldn't say this is not normal because normal is a relative term. Normal to the spider is chaos and hectic to the fly.
That is
so this is very normal to that family.
So let's do the worst case hypothetical. What if 10 years from today, Lonzo Ball has flamed out in the NBA and LiAngelo and LaMelo never make it in the NBA? Where does that leave LeVar Ball?
How's
he look back with regret?
How's his business doing?
I don't know. What business would he have without anybody in the NBA?
Well, he done got it up and running now, so it might be a situation where it's kind of like the super soaker.
Maybe.
I mean, it might be like the pet rock or the slinky. They had very short life, the Rubik's Cube.
Hula hoop?
Yeah, Skip. They had very short lifespans, but they made somebody a lot of money in that short term.
The Snuggie. Oh, yeah.
So would he be happy 10 years from now with no NBA son, but he became an international celebrity? Would that make him happier than having sons achieve at a high level in the NBA?
I don't know if it would make him happier, but I don't think he'd be disappointed.
Do you think any other players will ask him to rep them? Like, LeVar, you've done such a nice job for your sons.
As like a PR?
Yeah, or just like their agent. No, he'll never get that big.
You know, his sons. Maybe his son's friends.
Well, they don't have a choice, so yeah. They don't have any free will, it sounds like.
I don't know. Jerry Jones might hire him to be their PR man. Seriously.
You
be a hype man.
They're hype man. I was just going to say they're hype man. All right, well, how will LeBron and Lonzo fit together with the Lakers? Will it be paradise or disaster? Somewhere in between. We'll discuss that coming up next. Chris Broussard joins us.
No mercy.
And back to LeBron. He agreed to become a Laker on Sunday, and Rajon Rondo agreed to a one-year deal on Monday. Now we get to hear from Lavar Ball. Lavar called Rondo, quote, just another teammate, a little backup. He went on to say that he never worries about competition because his sons are better than that. Lavar then added that Lonzo will make LeBron better and said Lonzo is a better fit for the King than Kyrie Irving. See what you think.
Lonzo's not 6'1" or 6'2" like Kyrie. Lonzo's not ball dominant where he just dribbling the ball. You watching him try to do a crossover and make a layup down the lane. I enjoy playing. Anybody enjoy playing with my boy.
Oh, LeVar. For more, we're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard, also a Rubik's Cube enthusiast, we're learning.
I don't know about all that. I can get my two sides.
Could you do it, Skip?
I never tried.
Okay.
Really?
I watch sports. I don't play with toys.
See, I was in high school when the Rubik's Cube was out. So.
I was too.
I'll leave that alone.
I tried it. I didn't do it.
Does LeVar have a point, Chris?
He has a point, but no. Kyrie is a better fit because he can shoot. And he's right. Most ball-dominant, over-dribbling, high-scoring point guards would have trouble playing with LeBron. Like John Wall.
They did for a while.
Yeah.
But here's
Kyrie did.
It's a credit to Kyrie that he could excel with LeBron.
And vice versa.
And it was because of his shooting. Because he could catch and shoot. He could be off the ball. There are other things, though. Number two, because he was such a dominant scorer and an ISO scorer, LeBron could literally, like Kyrie could take over the game and LeBron could get a break, whether he's on the bench or on the court.
Right.
I agree.
And just kind of relax. And then Kyrie was clutch. He was their closer. LeBron and his guys admit that. He was their closer. So
please tell him that. Thank you.
To appease Kyrie, LeBron suppressed what he because we saw what
LeBron can close, but you had a great closer too. So it was a good tandem. Now, there are things you look at Lonzo's game that you do say, he could fit with LeBron. He does get the ball out of his hands fast, which is great. He's not ball dominant, doesn't over dribble. Defensively, they could be a good tandem because he's got good defensive instincts. He's long, and Kyrie obviously isn't much of a defender. The thing with Lonzo, if he's smart, and he needs to do this anyway, but he needs to just work on his three-point shot. Because if he can master that, like I envision them splitting the ball handling. LeBron, I don't know if it'll be 50-50, but they'll both handle the ball some. So if Lonzo can't knock down the shot, it's going to be tough for him to be out there with LeBron. But if he can knock it down, I think he will. He's not a terrible shooter. I think he's a pretty good shooter.
He was last year.
He was, percentage-wise, he was bad. But what did he have, like a month and a half where he was on fire from three?
Yeah, but unfortunately, the season's 6 months long.
No, I get it.
No, but he showed you a burst of 12 games when I think he led the league in three-point shooting. You can't tell me he can't shoot.
Yeah, I agree. He can turn into a good catch-and-shoot guy. So I think it could work if he can beat out Rondo, but that
little back. How you gonna be that little 6'1" backup?
Well, it also could work if he's actually a Laker next year.
True.
I don't know about that. Go ahead.
We just need context here because there are certain things that Lonzo does well, that plays really well with LeBron. But LeBron also likes the fact of knowing I can chill for 6-7 minutes and Kyrie can go get me 14 points. If we down 2, Kyrie can go get us back in this game. We can be because we saw Kyrie when against San Antonio, Skip. You remember that game 2 years ago? He went bonkers on you.
Lord have mercy. I've never seen anything like it. I kept saying, no, he'll miss this one.
No, he won't. And then he hit the shot that sent it into overtime. They end up winning the ball game.
Yeah, 55?
57, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
And that's what that Kyrie could do that Lonzo right now can't do.
Yeah. I don't know if he can ever do that.
Yeah, he'll never do that.
Not scoring buckets like that. But because Lonzo is not the shooter, he's not the scorer, he's a more willing passer of the ball. And that's what we see with a lot of guys that can't score the basketball. We see these two guards masquerading, and you're like, well, they ain't point. No, They're scorers that happen to play the point position. They're not old school John Stockton. They're not old school Jason Kidd, guys that are true point guards that don't score the ball because they're looking at them like, you don't get no credit, man, just dishing out 10 assists a game. I need to put points on the board. So to a certain extent, Skip, LeVar is absolutely right. As far as passing the ball, LeBron says he would like to play. It's reported that he says, I would like to play off the ball, that I would not be responsible.
Got reported by you.
Yeah. Well, the thought of him possibly playing with Ben Simmons.
Okay.
They were saying if LeBron has another playmaker who can make plays for other guys, he'll willingly go off the ball.
Yeah. So go off the ball. So now maybe I don't have to facilitate. I don't have to lead the team in assists. So now maybe I get 2 or 3 more points a game. I'm at 28, 29, 30, and maybe come down in assist total somewhere around 5 or 6. Now, LeBron has never averaged less than 5 assists a game in a game.
Has he? What's his lowest?
5.5 his rookie year.
Oh, rookie year.
Rookie year. So we need context here, Skip. There are some things, but I think if you put truth, like you said, you like to put true serum in someone and ask him, I think LeBron James says, give me Kyrie.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, here's the bottom line issue, question, potential clash between LeBron James and Lonzo Ball. Is it possible they play the same position? Because if in the end they just play the same position, that later in his career, LeBron has evolved into just pretty much a point guard or point forward, where he just likes to initiate the offense and sometimes finish the offense. If that's the case, Lonzo needs to go somewhere else because it will not work. Because even with Kyrie, the point guard was still LeBron James.
Yeah, and that drove Kyrie crazy.
Was the two guard, but he was. And LeBron, I said it all last year, he's still the best passer in basketball. I think Lonzo has a chance to be the best passer at some point. And when LeVar does say, my son has a quote-unquote special gift, he does. He can really pass as a once-in-a-generation passer. He's got that gift that you can't teach it or coach it. He got it. LeVar didn't teach him to pass. He just was born with it. And LeVar was really blessed to have that #1 son who had that gift. Okay, well, LeBron's got it too. Well, can they share that gift and share that position? I don't know. But if LeBron's priorities completely change in year 16, if he wants to do something no one has ever done, which is lead the league in scoring, the latest in his career ever, that anybody's ever done it, nobody's ever led the league in scoring in their 16th season.
No.
The latest was Michael Jordan in his 13th season, his last year in Chicago. Right. Now, he was older because he was 35 because he played the years at Carolina, and LeBron will be 34 at the end of next year. So LeBron could lead the league at 34 in scoring, but he hasn't led it much. He's only led the league in scoring 1 time, and Michael did it 10 times.
And that would help him catch Kareem.
Okay.
If he wants to just become.
All right, but it would be another legacy point as you're building the monument to yourself. You could say, look, I led the league in scoring in my 16th season. This young man can help expedite that because he can facilitate that because LeVar makes some astute basketball points. Nobody in this league can lead the break better than Lonzo Ball because he's top 5 in speed with ball in hand. And if LeBron was to get out and play Karl Malone to Stockton on the breaks, you could score a lot of easy buckets that way.
I've said if LeBron were 27, like when in Miami, remember him and D-Wade? I mean, running the floor, getting these long. LeBron was like a wide receiver in Miami. I don't think he can do that, not consistently at 34 in your 16th year.
Boy, he looked pretty good to me last year.
He did. His athleticism was great. If he can do that, if he can run the floor, then I think it would be a good tandem.
Well, we can run the floor. We don't have to do a whole lot of other stuff.
He gets the ball out of his hands quickly. Lonzo,
the quickest I've
seen.
Yeah.
He doesn't over dribble. He'll push it up. LeBron could get him at half court a lot and just go because Lonzo will kick it out to him.
Because here's the thing. I believe he can run the floor, but are you going to ask him to give you 8, 9 assists tonight, 8, 9 rebounds tonight? Because he's not going to be able to run the floor and give you that kind of production. That's asking an awful lot.
I think LeBron will get at least 6 assists just by being out there. He's such a great passer.
He is.
Even if he's not playing point, I think he'll get at least 6, if not 7.
Does he care about averaging a triple-double? He might have used to care about it. He was 28, 9, and 9 last year.
He should have went for it back in the day.
I know. Now he probably looks back and says, what was I thinking? Because it became a thing because Russell made it a thing because it hadn't been done for so long since Oscar did it. Now Russell's done it in back-to-back years, and it kind of diminish the...
I don't think it'd be as impressive.
It didn't have the triple doubles didn't have the meaning it does, that for the last couple of years. Because we didn't. I mean,
early in LeBron's career.
No, but when Magic was getting, we didn't think about no triple double when Magic was. I mean, it's like Magic got a triple double, but it was like he was getting 10, 14, and a 12,
like a Jason Kidd.
Well, Magic was a career 19-point scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, He wasn't Jason Kidd.
No. He could score what a 42, 15, and 7 in Game 6 lets you know he could score the basketball. But the thing with LeBron, the question is, if he wants to play off the ball, what's going to be him? Because if he takes 20. With the way his field goal percentage is, Skip, if he takes 20, 21 shots a night, he's going to be somewhere around 30 points a night.
I would like to see LeBron. I mean, as great a point guard as he is, I think there's a great argument for him just becoming a scorer. Now, again, he still gets you 6, 7 assists.
Right.
If he works in the elbows, goes on the block some, moves without the ball, and like you said, let Lonzo handle the ball, or Rondo even.
Rondo.
He will, it'll be easier on LeBron. He not having to make all the decisions.
MVP.
Not having to create everything. He could be MVP.
And he going to win it.
He'll have a great, if they get to 53 wins or something, 52, 53, home court advantage first round.
Remember, he was third in scoring last year.
Exactly.
So could he up his average 2 or 3 points to eclipse James Harden's 30.4? Yeah, he could do it.
Harden's going to be about 30 again, I think.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Harden.
Oh, definitely. And Russ will be in there too.
Yeah. But LeBron could, I think it'd be easier on him.
Back to Rondo. Lavar Ball has done it to his son again. He has upped the degree of difficulty to what could be a suffocating level for Lonzo Ball, because he has lit a fire under Rondo just the way he lit one under Patrick Beverly before Game 1 of the year last year.
Picked him up 94 feet.
Remember Patrick Beverly walking off the court, pointing up in his hands, "This is for you." Remember that? Well, Rondo's going to come to camp on this enraged mission.
Yeah.
He's going to try to tear this kid apart. And he probably, at this stage of his career, is capable of tearing Lonzo apart.
Yeah. I mean, to bring a guy of Rondo's ilk in when he was the second pick in the draft and he's supposed to be your future, normally they don't bring those type of guys in. And if you do bring a guy like that, Skip, it's like in football. You bring a guy in and say, okay, that's our starter. You're here to be the backup. It's being reported that Magic says, hey,
it's open.
It's open competition.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's been reported that they brought him in to challenge Lonzo and toughen up Lonzo. Yeah. Well, he might also beat out Lonzo.
Well, they're going to find out what Lonzo's made of.
I agree.
I agree with you. In training camp, Rondo is going to pick him up 94 feet, get physical with him, bang, talk trash to him. In part, I think Rondo will also kind of take him under his wing, maybe. Later.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe later.
But he wants to see what he's made of.
Once I get the starting job, I help you out, bro.
But I think he's going to, if Lonzo can handle it, I think he'll earn Rondo's respect and everybody's respect. But he's either going to, the toughness that's in him is going to come out, or he's going to cower, and then he's going to lose a lot of respect on that team. So we'll see.
Because little only applies, as he said, dismissed him as little backup. He's only 6'1" to Lonzo's 6'7", but that's where little stops.
Long arms.
Rondo isn't a backup. He's a proven commodity. The dude averaged 8.5 assists last year, 12 in the playoffs. He's led the league in assists. So
he's a winner. Remember the Bulls had the Celtics down
0-2.
Yeah.
We could debate this forever.
Shannon wants to see Lonzo fail, so he.
No, why you do that, Skip? Why you do that, Skip?
Because we have no more time.
You're worried though. He could beat out your boy.
I want him elsewhere. I want him to go somewhere else.
Chris,
start over.
Chris, we wish we could keep you and we had more time.
He can't get away from his dad. He can't get
later.
Yes.
All right, go get some breakfast.
Get away from Lavar. That's his dad. He can't get away from him.
Oh, it never stops. Thanks, Chris, for joining us.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.